What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of the Seez Monroe Show. I am your host, and today we're here to talk about Candyman. So, brace yourselves, and remember, as you're watching this video, stay away from all mirrors. 2021's Candyman is essentially a sequel to the 1992 classic Candyman, using the infamous Northside Project as its backdrop. Now, I know this all sounds interesting, but playing off the horrors of some African Americans in this country versus actually focusing on the horror and the villain in this film actually takes you out of the movie. Now, this is sad on a few fronts. So one of those things that I don't like going to movies and seeing is slavery films. I don't indulge in slavery films. I don't really watch them. Yes, I have watched them in the past, but now, today's day and age, I really don't try to get into those films anymore. Why? Because I feel like they're selling you the same thing over and over again. To make you feel less than, to make you feel that, hey, this is where you came from, so on and so forth. And with this film, it was focusing on police brutality. And again, we have movies for that already. I did not come here to see a police brutality film. I came here to see a horror film based off a character. And this character was non-existent as far as fear in this film. Now, it's funny that I'm bringing this topic up again. Joker came out in 2019. People rant and raved about it. I didn't really think it should have got the praise that it got. I didn't think it was the worst film in the world, but I didn't look at it as a Joker film. It made over $1 billion at box office, granted, right? But the thing is, it was sold to you as a DC villain solo film. And what we got was a psychological thriller. Now, people saying, what's the problem with that? The problem is, if I'm selling this to you as Avengers Infinity War and you get Bad Boys 3. Again, Bad Boys 3 is not a bad film, but you will be a little upset. And this is my problem. Nia DaCosta could have set out and made a horror film about Candyman, but instead she thought that tugging on the heartstrings of every black person in America was going to be better to sell this film. And that I cannot get behind. Now, I know what I'm going to see in my comments. You guys are going to mention Jordan Peele and then you're going to mention Get Out. Now, the difference between this film and Get Out, first off, Get Out is one of my favorite films of all time. Get Out was not sold to me as a superhero film. Get Out was not sold to me as something that it was not. It was sold to me as Jordan Peele's directional debut. And even in the trailer, it had horror undertones. I don't look at Get Out as a horror film. I look at it as a thriller. So that alone was one of those films that it was sold to you as it was. You knew about this girl, you knew that her family never met a black guy or she never dated a black guy, so on and so forth. And they showed you that in the trailers. This was shown that, hey, this is either a remake or a sequel, whatever the hell we want to call it. And we're focusing on Candyman. The movie's entitled Candyman. Now, do we get that in the film? Is that the horrors that we get in the film? Not at all. I felt that those moves were really tasteless. But with all that down, let me shoot this film some bail. The direction, the cinematography, the film was shot beautifully. It looked it really good on screen. Hands down, you cannot get away from that. Felt like the cast was on point. The only thing I didn't see from it was the storyline. The story felt like it wasn't going anywhere, and we were jumping all over the place. The things didn't add up, and we pretty much didn't receive anything from this film besides, again, police brutality, and now Candyman's gone from a villain to a savior, and it was kind of confusing. So all in all, I give this movie a 5 because, again, it was an okay film. Would I watch it again? Maybe, just if some friends are over, throw it on type of deal. But would I watch it again for pure entertainment? Probably not. It's not one of those for me. So I give this movie a 5. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and like and subscribe to my page. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Again, I was looking for this film to be great because that second trailer really got me. So let's see what she does next. All right. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Peace.